Hey everybody, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes late. 2 minutes. I had to make a cup of coffee. That's where it's at. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday, getting ready to get into the weekend. I'm making sure that my sound is off for some reason. Either I have it. I don't think it is. We're gonna find out in just a minute. Oh, it is. Good. Apparently something's gonna go right. Except for the fact that I'm just not organized. I'm whooped. How about you guys? How's your week been? I've had a week full of Mondays. It's been something that should be happening on Mondays every day. I don't know why. I don't know how. I lost my coaster that was in here, and so now I have a water ring. And, I'm a little bit picky about that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let's tell everybody hi. Kathleen, you got in here early. If you're still here, hello. Jeremy, how are you? Doug, how goes it? Gonna be lurking for a little bit. That's fine. There's a bunch of other people decided to go live at this time too, so there's lots of stuff going on. Mia, how are you? Miss Michelle, still working on my thing. Michelle, are you blue? Michelle has a GoFundMe. Michelle, please drop your GoFundMe link in the chat. And I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do this. I've known Michelle for a very, very long time. And she and her brother are in the process of being removed from their house. They are going to be homeless in about 5 days. Her brother got caught in a phishing scam, and they drained his bank account. So Michelle, please drop your link. Or Jeremy, you're fast. Find Michelle on Instagram. She has a link to her GoFundMe. If somebody would find it and put it in there, I would appreciate it greatly. Even if you could just give $5 to help them out. They have no money for food. They have no money for anything. So it would make my heart happy. I'm going to be donating straight to her PayPal. I was having problems with my PayPal this morning for some weird reason. Anyway, so that's beyond that. We have Maria. How are you? Rhonda, how are you doing? One of your all-time favorite topics, endless. It is my jam. I love everything else, but Ephemera is my jam, and I picked up a load of vintage electronic manuals and stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about. Hello. How are you? You can hear me. Okay, good. Yeah, for sure. Miss Amy. Oh, Miss Amy made me. They're in my china cabinet right now, Amy. It's the safest place in here. And my other Amy. Oh my goodness, how are you, girl? Ethel, how are you doing? Maureen, oh, look at you. I haven't seen you in so long or talked to you. You came in last week too, which was great. Makes my heart happy. A little teeny little heart. Glenn, Swamp Picker, how are you? And we have the bestest real estate agent in the whole wide world. How are you, my girl? Alicia. And we have, there's Glenn again. Who else have we got? Have I missed anybody? Thank you so much. There it is right there. Michelle Lathan. Jake, where you been? Buddy? Where's your wife at? Over on somebody else. She I know where she is. You got her working. And we have Miss Jack and Piper. All right. And do I get everybody? Oh, there's my trouble in Florida friend, Miss Laurie. And Greg. For all of you that don't know my buddy Greg DuPage Picker, he just got pretty much a clean bill of health from fighting leukemia. and they didn't think he was going to make it, and he made it. And a lot of us have supported him. I've known Greg, geez, when did I meet you? 2019? Is it 2019 at eBay Open, Greg? Wonderful, wonderful person. I wish I could come to the Boss Reseller Remix, but it's just not possible with Dren and all of that. So I will suffer and lurk in the silent crowds. Yep, 2019 eBay Open. And are you moved back? Are you moved back to Vegas yet? Are you still in the I think you're still in the process of just recouping. Anyway, so yeah, Greg is he's my cancer buddy. He's amazing. I miss you guys so much. I'll be there someday. You guys aren't giving up on me yet. Maybe I'll come and stay with Katie and Vicky while you're moving. Just making sure. Okay. All right. So there you are, Sarah. Sarah is the better half of Jake. Where is Jake up here? Rooting for relics. There you are. What did you do? You listed already, so Jake and I are reclining. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. I hope you got a small screen because that would be way too much for the big screen. Driving back out to Vegas on October 5th. Oh, how exciting. All right. So those of you that know me, that have known me for a long time, know that Ephemera is my jam. I love it. Do I have a lot of it listed? Not as much as I should, because I've never really had the best storage space for it. Hopefully by the end of October, I'll have my shop taken care of out back, and I will have everything situated like I want. But I have a whole load of it here that I got, and I decided that since I was going to get this listed and get it done, I might as well talk about this tonight. Hang on 10 seconds. I got to go grab one that I did list. Can you guys hear him? That's hilarious. Dren's eating ice cubes, and the fork has a little bit of silver in it, so that helps the ice melt a little bit more, in case you guys needed that information from a 9-year-old. So this was an amazing estate sale. They just get better and better and better around here. This gentleman was an engineer, an electrician, you name it, he did it. Hi, Chrissy, Rusty Bucket. Dren and I are heading to Burns, Oregon tomorrow to go see her, and we're getting something special for Dren, and I'll let Dren tell you guys that story later on. As long as you guys promise not to give me too hard of a time over it. Anyway, this guy built this house himself in 1950. I'll be putting out a video on it, and talking about the estate sale company that one of a lot of amazing estate sale companies in the Portland area, and it is called the Rusty Trunk LLC. And the owner's name is Joanna, and she is amazing. I have been to many of her estate sales. I went to one in Dundee, Oregon. Look that up. That was about an hour and a half drive. But I was coerced by Jody, Toy Addict, who is amazing. I think I have to go back and put some links and some videos. I need to put Jody's in here. And then I had just gotten back from New York, and Terry Mindful Recycle, who is also amazing. They both have channels, you guys. If you're not following either one of them, you're missing out on some good information. She's horrible. Sends me a text message last Thursday with the link to this estate sale, and she's like, oh no, well, there's no way she had the opportunity to price everything at this sale. And I looked at it and I opened it up. 976 photos, you guys. Hi, Dave. How are you? And Doug, you're back. Woohoo. Anyway, 976 photos. I didn't have time to look through those anyway. So Dren and I ended up getting up Friday morning early. He was off of school. He goes to private school. So last week was his week between summer school and regular school. Thank you, Rhonda. And so we ended up going. I really was only intending on looking at some of the books and getting some vintage clothing. I did pick up a couple of other things, but I shouldn't say that. I spent $258 the first day, and then I went back the fourth day, which was Labor Day. Dren had school. He goes to a private school. So I went back, and everything was $20 fill a bag. I bought a total of 4 bags and a box. There was 432 items in those bags and boxes. A lot of them were ephemera for $85, which makes everything that I got 5 cents. If my math is right. So needless to say, she didn't even charge me what a lot of price, a lot. This is what's good. You will never see me dicker for a price for anything from anybody. I don't care if it's a garage sale or an estate sale or anywhere else. I will put my stuff in the hold area. I will help. I will go through it with them, and sometimes it's just such a large amount of stuff that they just start giving you a discount. And that's how I do it. That's how my cost of goods are so low. And so does it matter? Are the prices reduced on the first day? Nope, never. They are if you get a large amount of things. And so that's just how it works around here. I did go to 2 estate sales when I was in New York. Oh, Jody's here. She must have, were your ears burning? I was talking about you. This is the girl right here. I was telling them about the estate sale from the Rusty Bucket in Dundee because you coursed me into that one, and I'd been to a couple of other ones of hers, and then Terry Mindful Recycle coursed me into this other one that was in Portland this last weekend. Jody and her mom and her sister scored big time on stickers, vintage stickers. And she has, hey, Jody, would you do me a favor and go into your channel and find a couple of your videos from the stuff that you got from that sale and drop it in the comments for me, please? Pretty, please. I don't forget about you. I never forget about you. I talk about you all the time. Good things. Anyway, so this guy was an electrician. He was an electrical engineer. The one thing that I wished I had gotten that I didn't even see until the 4th day when I went back was he had I wouldn't even call it a scrapbook. It was the size of a scrapbook. It was this big and it was this thick. I kid you not. And it was literally all of his assignments from when he went to college in 1939. I am kicking myself for not getting it. As long as I always say good. What bad thing is there to say about you, Jody? Except for you're an enabler, just like Terry from Mindful and Recycle. That's it. And we all need friends like you. So a lot of people didn't have really good reception in there. For once I did and they didn't. And I didn't look up a lot of books because having sold a lot of vintage electronics, my grandfather worked for Lockheed Martin in the 50s and the 60s, and I have a lot of his stuff. Yes, Rhonda, you need to come out here. Yes, Terry and I have been telling you that. Terry and I and Jody will take you and we'll have fun. So when you're done with your sourcing freeze, head on over here. Fly United, you get to take 2 70-pound bags and check them. Just saying. Don't ask me how I know that. Anyway, so I wouldn't say that there was a ton of books there because I've been to sales and they may have gotten rid of a lot of books because he was a ham radio guy. And when I say he was a ham radio guy, I mean, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. Yep, United. Yes, you do. So there were a lot of people going through probably the same size wall behind me. There was I think there was 3 bookshelves. I'm going to go on Joanna's website, the Rusty Bucket, and no, it's not the Rusty Bucket. That was good. The Rusty Trunk LLC, and see if there's still pictures from the sale and see if I can get some to insert, because I actually did a really nice video of it. This one's for the sticker books you got there, sold for $200 last week. Nice. And I'll see if I can, when I actually edit the video, which may be this weekend, I'll see if I can insert some pictures of how full this house was on Thursday or Friday, and compared to the 4th day. Now, a lot of people will say you can't get anything good on the 4th day. And if you follow my buddy Dom, Primetime Treasure Hunter, the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 estate sales that he's done, there may be more, are, maybe in the last few hours. And I think he has done a couple the first day and then gone back. Don't quote me on that. It's hard to keep up with everybody, but I do try to listen to the majority of his videos because Dom is a friend of mine. I have followed him since he first started and vice versa, and he's just an amazing person. This is a short about some of the great items you've gotten lately, including some incredible stickers. If you guys don't know about vintage stickers, between her and Courtney Bullbuddies just did another video on vintage stickers, and I have sold quite a few. And I have a video from this sale too, not as good as this last one, but the sale that Jody's talking about. So I will get that one out at some point in time too. What's going on with you? What are we going to go do this weekend?
Get a puppy.
Who said? Sucker, right? We're leaving tomorrow. He's getting to play hooky from a day of school. A little boy needs a dog. Nanny, get out of here. Get out of here.
No!
All right. We are going to Burns, Oregon to meet my friend. You have to go back to work. All right. Thanks a lot, Jody. Jody said hi. Doug says hi. Pretty soon, everybody's going to say hi. Mia says hi. So, life's been tough for the little guy. He's lost pretty much everything that a little guy could lose. I mean, dad's still alive, right? But he's in LA. Mom's gone. The puppy's got a name, Dr. Pepper, and it's 11 weeks old now. And so he thinks he's going to keep it that name. We'll find out. The last 2 hours of sales, I'd sell the entire rooms for smalls for a set price, $25. We didn't have to pay the clean out guy. That way companies are ready to be done. 100%. A new dog, you know it. It's a corgi. Yep, I will tell Ryan happy birthday. Thanks, Doug. It's my youngest boy's birthday today. He's 31. Does that make me old? He's over the hill now. I don't feel old. I just feel tired. Anyway, so he needs a dog. I said I'd never get a dog again, but at what point in time can your heart break more than that? You know, he needs a dog. He needs a buddy. He needs the responsibility. Well, not that he hasn't ever. He's had ducks and chickens and rabbits and all that stuff at the farm, but you know, we had to move. He lost his farm. He lost his swing set. He lost his trampoline. He lost his everything. He doesn't have his mom anymore. And so his dog is down with his dad, and our dog, George, Ryan's dog mostly, but he was a family dog for a long time. We had to put him down the last day that we were at the farm because he was dying. So it's time for a puppy. And that's where that's at. All right. That has nothing to do with ephemera, though, does it? Except for it's already potty trained. That's even better. Anyway, so I didn't comp hardly. I as a matter of fact, I didn't comp anything as far as ephemera goes. I have picked up enough of it and purchased enough of it and dealt with enough of it that I'm pretty confident when I buy stuff. But he knows cyan. He knows his colors, that's for sure. So, and it was funny because there was a gal there. I felt so sorry for her. She had gotten a bottle of perfume and it broke in the bottom of one of her bags. And that's all you can smell right near the books. So Terry Mindful Recycle is very good at selling books and finding books. Hi, Harry. How are you? And so that's why I say go check her out. She just recently, in her last 2 What Sold videos, has sold things that I think most of you might find at an estate sale, but very few people look at them because it's a book. So go check her out. I'm not going to spill her beans, her fun stuff. One thing I will say about going to an estate sale on the last day, several of the companies around here, what they do is at 1 o'clock, they close the sale down and they literally auction the contents off room by room by room by room, garage, outside, you name it. So, hi Donna, how are you? Similar to what Rhonda Junk in Our Trunk would do. She used to run estate sales as well. So there have been many times when I've bought a whole room for $25-30 and I mean, what are you going to do? Totally have bought a garage. I bought almost a whole house one time. I really only bought 2 rooms. I really only bought the bedroom, the linen closet, and the stuff in the tool shed outside. But the people that bought the rest of the rooms only wanted a few things out of them, and they ended up leaving the stuff for me. And that's how that was. Made some really good friends. The guy that owned that owned his parents' property. Yep, $25. So one of the things that I will tell you is this is a technical manual, but what does it say on it? It says Sylvania. Sylvania is a well-known company, right? We all have heard of Sylvania. I hope we all have heard of Sylvania. Anything to do with lighting and that kind of stuff. So most of the books like this were $4. Anything hardcover or in a binder was $4. I feel like these kind of books were $2. That's about normal. That's about normal. That's not what I got charged even on the first day. And I got one whole, like not an IKEA bag, but a small grocery bag. Dealers around here sell to local thrift stores a lot. Neat idea. Wish they did it here. Oh, wow. Yeah. Selling to the thrift stores, huh? You wish estate sales in Illinois auctioned off their rooms on the last day. Oh, you guys, I keep telling Vicky and Katie they need to come out here because of the vintage clothing. But, you know, I don't know, Greg. You're gonna have to be my influencer. So, well, and we also know that, you know, Sony cells, right? This is Sylvania, Sony cells, RCA cells, Tektronix, Minolta, all of those things. Time to print label. All right. So thank you, Chrissy. So when you look at things and we'll say, I saw 3 people pick this little manual up. It's nothing. It's actually it's a publication. It's more of a small text book that I think that he used, but it's on a specific item, right? But what I want you to see here is number 166, Electronic Technology Series, a writer publication. I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. I did a Google Lens on, and the newer this series I picked up. This is the first edition. Thank you, Dave. First edition, 1954. Where does it say that? 1954. And I found 5 of them the first day. There was a lot of people there, and I had Dren, and Dren was being great, by the way. But everything that I could see that was something like this, I grabbed, because I already have this listed and a couple other items listed. I should have it all listed, because really this kind of stuff is not super difficult. And what do I have it listed for? That's the question. One of them I'm going to show you that I have it listed. The 4 things that I have listed out of this whole lot have paid for everything already when they sell. Let's look. Let's look it up right here. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's share my screen. I don't want to do that. Share my screen. And hello, share. We're in a sharing mood today. All right. Oh, almost lost you guys, because that would have been what that would have been. That would have been exactly what happened. So let's go into my eBay. Let's make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, perfect. All right. Don't get mad at me if I don't answer your questions, because I don't get to see anything but my eBay screen, and I have to look over here to look at my comments. So the less that I look at comments, the less I will be distracted. Sounds good anyway, right? So let's go down here, and we'll put, as soon as it all loads up. Hi, Courtney. How are you today? Courtney's been putting out videos like a mad woman, you guys. If you're not sub to Courtney, and I find that hard to believe, because most everybody here is, hit her at somebody drop or Courtney. Somebody drop Courtney's channel or channels. She's got several. So let's see, Sylvania. Let's just type that in, and it should bring it right up. All right, so I have it listed for $29.99. Not a lot. That's all right. When you guys, I strongly suggest, when you are listing a book, an older book like this, I see a lot of people list manuals, and they do the front page, and they do the back, and then they just do the this receipt was in here too, so I added that in. It's kind of interesting. On 11/10/1959. get some pictures, get some good pictures of some of the things. Here's the copyright, second printing, 10th edition. I had that ruler there for a reason because I wanted people to see. Usually my very last pictures are the measurements because you don't know. So I always try to include some interesting pictures. If you guys aren't aware, there are quite a few people who collect light bulbs, and I kid you not, because I picked up some vintage light bulbs at the sale as well. Might should add the word vacuum tubes. Oh, yep, that's a good idea, Jake. I probably didn't add. I don't think I have it in here, do I? Tubes. I think I may have. Did I put it in the description? Nope. I may have to go back and fix up. But yeah, very good idea. So, and then as you have more and more of these items, you can really sell similar. This manual right here is amazing. This is like the Sears catalog, the Christmas Sears catalogs that everybody talks about. This is the Westinghouse catalog, the Westinghouse Electric Supply catalog from 1958, you guys. And let's see what I have that one listed for. Let's just do Wesco. $199.99. Good pre-owned condition, black and white. Age tone does have stains from use. There's only one other out there that I could find. I don't have a lot in my description, mainly because I always refer to all photos for a more detailed visual description. And I do my best on a lot of these to take as many photographs as I can so that people can see. And this is interesting here. You would never know that this little tiny piece here is an insert until you turn the page and show them. Everything that this catalog came with is still there. And I believe batteries, you guys, people collect batteries like crazy, like crazy. If you find these old batteries, and even if they're dead, but they're not corroded and they're in good shape, I'm going to challenge you to look those up for yourself if you don't know already about vintage batteries. That might be a good a good topic for for your next deep dive, Courtney. Vintage batteries. They go for a lot of money. Anyway, so I believe, what do we got here? My last picture is basically the index, which gives people the ability to look and see what kind of stuff. And then I have my ruler in there so that they can see what it is. What it is that's in there. So if we do, let's try this again. That PB and soft cover is, PB is paperback, soft cover, because some people search that way, right? Let's just do this. I looked none of this stuff up. Hi, Don. Older Radio Shack. Yep, I have a set that's actually Don and Mary, Two Hip Chicks. If those of you that don't know, Don, drop your links. They have a great channel as well. Let's see if, here we go. This was the only other one that I found. Abe Books, which if you guys don't know, Abe Books is owned by why can I think? Jeff Bezos' company, Amazon. Wow, do I need help? So theirs was in a little bit better. They don't do well. That's the only picture that they put here. and theirs is a 1960 edition. So I got them by 2 years. Anyway, we'll see. Will it sell for $199? I don't know. I have best offer on it, but you can't sell something for a price that you hope to get if you do not list it high. And so that's where that is. The only other item that I have listed right now is this one. And so that's 3 different brand names that I've shown you, right? I showed you Sylvania, right? Sylvania, I showed you Westinghouse, and now I'm going to show you RCA, Radio Corporation of America. I have this one listed as well. So let's see, we got to go back here to list. Did I just hit listing templates? I did, and it didn't do it, so we're good. Yeah, you guys go check Dawn and Mary out. Dawn is a computer guru, so tearing them apart, selling the parts and stuff like that. So if you guys have any need for any help with anything like that, go hit her up and find them. And let's see, here we go. $21.99 is what I have this one listed for. The only other one out there that I could find is in a little bit, but this one has got a little wear for tear right there. So $240. That's about what I paid for the first go round, the first day that I was there. And something that you guys really, really, really have to understand is ephemera is long tail. I mean, you may list something that sells just immediately. It may not be because you listed it too low. It's probably because somebody has a search. They have a keyword search in for their stuff. So, it's just one of those things. So in the meanwhile, the 4th day when I went back, I found this little beauty. RCA Semiconductor Products Handbooks, volume number 2. These books, these catalogs are so highly collectible. And even if they're in bad shape, like this one, here we go. These pictures, even if the book itself is tortured, some of them have some very cool graphics. People love these things. And guess what? Crafters will use them to make junk journals. People will use, so this is amazing. This whole, I can't even tell you the different genres that this book right here would attract. Number one, just the binder, or number for one. and then you have all of the different items inside: power transistors, transistors. That's all this one is about. Looks like it might be Semiconductor Products Handbook, Radio Corporation of America. And I'm not sure when this one was made. Looks like it might be missing a couple of the first pages. I don't care. I don't mind. I don't see a date right off the top of my head. And whether it's missing a few pages or they're out of order, which is what I think it is. But this, just knowing, if you have a basic store, you can go nuts with ephemera. It all falls into the collectible category. Yes, you guys, any item that, let me highlight Jeremy here. Any item that you have in your store that falls into the collectibles category, which counts against your 10,000 special listings, not your 1,000 regular listings. So that's a basic store. I have a premium store. I had an anchor store for a long time, but when they added all these extra listings on, I went down from an anchor store to a premium store. And I never had enough listings to technically need an anchor store. I had other reasons for wanting an anchor store. I was going to, at some point in time, get I would have enough listings. And someday I'll be there again and I'll get it, but just not right now. Maybe next year. I'm too stuck in trying to get, I need somewhere to put stuff, everything done here. And honestly, ephemera is usually, what you got here? Yes. Ephemera, you guys, is almost always so doggone cheap that it's not even funny. I know a lot of people won't pick it up if it has any kind of a smell. There's a smell and there's mold. There's a gray mold. There's a black mold. Walk away. Fire, burn, go away. There's a gray mold that you can absolutely dry off and wipe off. I wiped every one of these books down with a Clorox wipe just because that's what I do. I take a small brush and usually, or you can use a paintbrush. Look, you guys, I did all this outside, mind you, because I'm all about the least amount of dust. So you can just do this, right? Get all the little bit of dust off. One of these can go down inside here, right? This just came with my stainless steel straws that I use. I think I have like 25 of them. Cheap to source and cheap to store, 100%. And of the catalog types, like this little thing is amazing. These little books, Base Connectors, Tongue Soul Electric Company. Keep that name in your head. This book wasn't anywhere near the rest of the books. This book was down in the basement on a shelf, stuck away somewhere, and I found it on the 4th day. See, I didn't have Dren with me on the 4th day, and I could really do a little more digging and a little more comping and stuff like that. Not that I can't do that with Dren, but he's 9. He's a kid, and he gets bored after a little while. He usually takes his phone with us, and I put my hotspot on, and he'll find a place to sit in whatever room I'm in, unless there's cool stuff, and then he gets a bag and he shops too. He's pretty good at it. I have sold books with pages stuck together from water damage too. Now, if you have books that have a pretty good musty smell, dry them out. Find somewhere dry. Put them by your baseboard or whatever you have for heat. Let them dry out. And then if they still have a smell, find the cheapest coffee you can find, coffee beans, grind them up, put them in a cotton sock, get a tote, and stick your things inside that tote with the coffee in that sock. You may have to change it out a few times, but eventually it will absorb it. And if you want to put some charcoal in there too, that'll help too. You can go and get charcoal pretty much anywhere. You could use charcoal briquette, but I would suggest not. You can go get charcoal like the charcoal that you use for a fish tank. You sold an 8-page booklet with water damage for $14.95. If people want it, they want it. Exactly. And those little books like that are tiny. They take up like 0 space. This has way more than 8 pages, but the little books and pamphlets and stuff like that. So, let's look at a couple more, and we're going to do some research and development. You guys with me on this? I'm going to Google Lens this and see what I get there. But in the meanwhile, let's go back over here. Oh, hang on before I get yelled at. Let's go back over here. Let's go to, let's check on eBay. I never look on eBay first because why? Because their algorithm is screwed up. So let's see what we have for a date in here. This one is copyright 1965. So 1965. TUNG. Let me put this down here where I can see it. That might help. I can't talk and type at the same thing. You guys know that, right? What is this considered? Book. Let's do book. See what we come up with here. And we might want to have that be a 1 instead of an exclamation point. All right, let's see what we get here. Here's 1. Dun dun dun. A newer one. 1961. No, an older one for $14.39. Can't beat that. I paid 5 cents for this book. This was in my $432. And is that what we got here? $432. You know, so this is something that I tell you guys all the time to do, especially if you're looking, hey, that's my whole store right there. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Just joking. That was pretty good. Just look at these items right here. $30 for Radio Handbook 11th edition. So bid and confidence. This is, I was going to say, that's not my listing. Wow. They're counting their things. So there you go. What you should do when you have found one of these, whether you use that listing or not, especially on your phone, you've already spent, what have we spent? 3 minutes right here. You can just go like this right here, hit sell now. That's going to create a listing for me. I'll set this right here and I will go down here. They had theirs listed for $14.99, I believe. I'm just going to go right down here to price and I'm going to put $18.99 on mine. Maybe I will. It lets me, I might have to use the correct keyboard because that's what I'm going to price mine at. And I already know that is, I could send that medium mail, and 1 ounce first class, which is what that's going to weigh. I can tell you right now. They'll get it faster. And so I'm just going to choose to do 1 ounce. My 1 to 4 ounce. Boy, I know what the problem is I'm using the wrong keyboard, and this will go in an 8 by 7 by 1. And I'm not going to promote it because there's no reason to promote something like that. It is, I got to get some pictures taken, you guys. Something like that is odd enough. There aren't a lot of them out there. There's absolutely no reason to promote it, in my opinion. Now, you could let it run for a month, and then you could add a promoted listing to it if you want to. Paper is easy to store in a 4 to 5 drawer file cabinets and hanging files. You can place the charcoal in the cabinet drawers in mesh bags and change each quarter 100%. And they practically give the filing cabinets away here. I don't know about where you guys live. They can't get rid of them here. I have one in my working shop. I have one. Let's see if I can show you guys. I have one right here that was my parents'. It's oak. I painted it dark brown because that's my favorite color. Hanging file folders. If you guys shop at the bins, you can get hanging. Well, you probably get hanging file folders in the file cabinet when you buy it. All of that stuff is cheap and easy to get a hold of. Easy. So, I mean, and if you want brand new, go buy brand new. Nobody's caring about how you do you. We'll just put this in here. Dawn says she agrees with me regarding promoting this and other items like this. If it was like 50 other items listed, then promoting would make sense. Yep. Okay, so let's go back to on top of that little tiny book. The first day, I grabbed every catalog I could find. I just literally looked. I looked in the book rack and I looked for stuff like this. And I looked for stuff like this that said catalog on it. Most of these are, this is also tung salt, industrial and special purpose tubes. There was a ton of tubes there. I didn't even go into the garage until the last day because I would have just gotten myself in so much trouble. It's not even funny. And I already have a bunch of tubes. When you trash dash side of the road, there you go. So this specific book is got everything you could ever want to know on. Here we got hydrogen-filled tubes, and I was looking for a date. That's what I'm mostly looking for. 1963, I think it is. Ballast tubes, clippers, computer types, diodes and rectifiers. You gotta be careful with that word. Electrometer types, pulse amplifiers and electron multipliers, telephone types, voltage amplifier, transmitting types. You name it, they're in here, I think. And talk about junk journaling. That's some cool freaking graphics right there. Look at those colors. Hydrogen and power tubes. I really would like to know where the date is on this. The reason why I'm thinking 63 and 66 is because there's this number right. You see that? 1-66. Sometimes that will be this one's 4-66. And these are just little flyers that they added in during the year. Engineering, July 1963. So those were add-ons. July 1963 bulletin, product bulletin on Tungsol. What is this one on? Series regulator tubes. And, you know, people want this stuff. The tubes are still out there. There isn't anything in here that isn't that doesn't talk about it. And there's pictures, and this is actually in really good shape. And then you have all your chemistry and physics on the back because you need to know how to do that. That's how you write your problems out. That was the only way I could do it in order to find out where I made my mistakes if I made a mistake. I'm just going to go through this. You guys, you could seriously part this whole book out. You could take this bulletin is 1 of 4, and there's probably a lot of people that would do that. I don't have time to. 3 of 4, 4 of 4. This bulletin right here on RF beam power pentoid is 4 pages, and that's all it's about. So if you can't afford to buy a bunch of these things, but you could afford to buy this book, was $4. I did not pay $4 for it even on the first day. She literally charged me. I got the books that I got on the first day for cheaper than I got the second day because the fourth day. The fourth day was $20, fill a bag, a brown grocery bag, or I had some regular size shopping bags, the reusable ones, not the big IKEA ones, the smaller ones. So it was $20, fill a bag. And then, Tungsol interoffice correspondence done on a ditto machine. I'm showing my age. Attached is a copy of the socket manufacturers whose configurations may not necessarily be standard, such as those that would be needed for our Catham types. Oh, that's hilarious. From May 29th, 1967. I was 17 days old. Just saying. So maybe you don't have enough money to buy a bunch of stuff. Maybe you carry a Christmas tree bag in your trunk for those days, right? No, that's the size that they were doing. I had IKEA bags, but I also had a child with me, and I didn't want to lug that. I was trying to control myself, Jeremy. Trying to control myself. So this would have been $4. I bought this. I think I bought one whole bag full of books the second time I went. and I bought one whole bag and a few more the first day. And she did. I know I love ditto machines. I always volunteered to go down and make the dittos in elementary school. You know, and then I'm going to amaze you with some of the stuff that I found that she didn't even look at. She just looked in the bag and she goes, "How about just $15 for that bag?" There were so many people there, and I had so much stuff. I did wait until there wasn't a line or anything like that for her to come and help me, because they just get so busy. There's no reason. I didn't have anywhere to go or anything to do or something like that. So, you know, courtesy will get you a long ways too when you're at sales like that. And I'm not even going to tell you what happened to me there. You'll hear it in the video. Maybe. Can't remember if I talked about it in the video or not. Anyway, maybe I should use that for the title. I was accosted at the estate sale. It wouldn't be clickbait. Anyway, so here's this one and this one. Now, what I really should do is take the two of these and list them together, because they go together, right? Somebody may want them both. I shouldn't say I really should do that. I could do that. Those of you who don't have a lot of storage space and don't have a lot of money, but you want to do something, you could buy a book like this. It's a 3-ring binder. You could part out each one of the different sections. You could sell this binder by itself. And I'll tell you what, I told you that my grandfather, my adopted grandfather, worked for Lockheed Martin in the 50s and 60s. And I got a lot of his stuff. He didn't want it. I got all of his technical manuals. I got all of his 3-ring binders with all of the engineering stuff that he did. And I sell the binders. They're white with Lockheed Martin on them, and they have a cosmic kind of design on the side of it. I sell those binders. I need to get another one up for about $40 a piece. And they're a 1-inch binder. So they're cool. They're Lockheed Martin. People like that stuff. Here's another. This is Tektronix. Tektronix, 1979 semiconductors. Tektronix is a Portland, Oregon company. And a lot of these ham radios and D-Wave machines and tubes and the little connectors, you name it. I could go on. Well, I could just look in here. They got all kinds of transistors, diodes, lamps, lenses, lamp holders, optoelectronics. I sound really smart because I can pronounce that stuff. Just saying. Because last week, I did not sound so smart trying to say some of the Asian Ming dynasties and those kind of stuffs. But this book is coming apart. It has seen better days. Not going to stop me from listing it. Not going to stop me from asking a good price for it if that's what it's running. It has a 5 catalog index and parts information. It says the catalog writers who wrote each section and the writer's name, as in the author that was in charge of that section. This is really, I would hold it up, but it's fallen apart, as you can see. But let me see what we got here. Transistor case drawings. So there were some of these cases that were still wrapped in the brown paper wrapping like they would have been shipped. These cases right here, they look similar to your where all of your switches are for your electric in your house. Boy, I can't even talk. So this one, now it just kept getting better. There was a couple of people, Terry, I'm trying to find a place to put this so that it's not making too much of a mess, because I already have a mess, right? A couple people in there that they were seriously looking these books up. You can't scan these books. You cannot scan these books. There's nothing to scan. When you happen upon a library of books that there's nothing to scan, you want to find a chair, grab a stack of books, or take the chair up there. 9 times out of 10, breaker box. Thank you, Dawn. Woo, I'm telling you. 9 times out of 10, most people don't look at the books. And then there's a guy that comes at the end of the sale with a hand truck and boxes, and he carts all the books off because he bought them for one solid price, or he's just taking them out of there. Here, it could be he paid $50, or he's paid nothing because he's taking the time to come and get them, the boxes, and hauling everything out. And it's one thing that the estate sale company doesn't have to do. So a lot of the companies here, they just give the books away at the end of the sale. Anyway, so General Tool and Supply Company. This is, I believe, in Portland, Oregon. Yep, Portland, Oregon. Just look at the art. Okay, look at the Art Deco right here. That is Art Deco. This is not. This building is, and it's probably still there. I wonder if it, as a matter of fact, I've been in that building. This is from General Tool and Supply Company, catalog number 75, established in 1925. This is their 50th year, so this would have been 1975, right? 25 and 50 is 75. So this book should be dated 1975 somewhere in here. Whether it is or not, we can do the math. And it has literally everything that they would have ever sold that was available to buy at that time. This would have been I have all the books. I have never had all the books I have never have barcodes for sure. And on top of that, not even these kind of books, the older paperback books that aren't barcoded. And I'm not just talking this kind of stuff. Sci-fi books, romance novels. Everybody goes, romance novels don't sell. Romance novels sell very well in lots. They aren't going to sell one or two at a time. Very seldom will you find a romance book that you're going to get anything for selling singularly. You need to have large lots. And most of the time when you find them, they're in large lots. And out here, they will practically beg you to take them because nobody wants to buy them. Parts or supply catalogs do not have barcodes. That is for sure. Peerless Pacific. Let's look that one up. Let's look that. I need to put this down here because then I'm thinking that I'm on the other computer, and I have two computers, two mouses, two keyboards. So let's go back here. Let's look this one up. What did we just have? General Tool and Supply Company, 1975. Catalog, right? Because I didn't spell something right. Let's see what we got here. Well, there's one for $20 listed. There's one for $35 listed. So, hey. Now, the ones I got on the first day, I didn't pay. Let's just go check this one out since it's eBay. I didn't pay the $4 for I think I figured out that the things that I bought on the first day, I paid about 75 cents a piece for everything I got. So this one is General Tool Catalog, Fascinating Pages. Wow, I do not like their title, but whatever. What do they have for, is this? Etsy. That's why. Etsy is more glamorous with their titles, more wordsy. 1957 is the one that they have. It says right there, learn more about this item. It'll go all the way down in there. What do they say? A great Christmas present for the working man or your favorite collector? So you got to figure out that ephemera that you got for free, we should do a listing live, Courtney, and I will help you with it because you got some really good pieces. You really did. So this one right here is on eBay. Let's see. One of the things that I really like to do when I am looking up ephemera and stuff like that is go right over here and see what their feedback is. May not mean anything because they could be ephemera nuts and collectors and just started to sell. Who knows? Anyway, so they have theirs listed for what was it, $12 or something like that. I'll go somewhere in there. I'll do a little more research, but so $20. The other person had theirs on Etsy for $35. See, you just don't know until you know. A.J. Glessner Company Tools and Industrial Supplies, 1939, $114. The older they get, sometimes the more money they're the whole architecture catalog. That's kind of cool. All of this stuff. Look at the condition that it's in. If you guys, I have to show you something. I sold, let's go back to my eBay. Let's go up here to shipped. You are not going to believe the condition this manual was in that I sold while I was gone to New York for $69. I sold this Grateful Dead of Egypt postcard. I shipped it out yesterday. You guys, 1992 Grateful Dead of Egypt postcard. Why is this not opening up here? I sold that for $23.99 plus shipping. I paid about a quarter for it. That's it. These little things might sit for a while. I think I had that one listed for probably about 4 months, if that. So that's not bad for something like that. Let's see, Barb. I designed and wrote and formatted technical manuals for 16 years until I couldn't work anymore. I absolutely loved it. Oh, man, Barb, I bet you did. And I bet you do. I love that kind of stuff. That's Barb is Goody Ma, for those of you that don't know. So let's see. Let me find this. You guys are not going to believe the condition. Most people wouldn't even have listed it. Here we go. Briggs & Stratton, 1969 serial 3 gas engine major overhaul service repair manual. Look at this. It looks like it was in a fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I should have put that music to this. I never showed this in my solds on YouTube or Instagram, but this actually isn't the. This is actually what the front cover looks like. That's what it is. How many of you? Let's see it. Let's see it. At number one. How many of you would have even looked at this? And how many of you would have bought it after you looked at it? And how many of you would have thought that somebody would have gotten $60 plus shipping for something in this condition? These are the things that people love to rebuild, these old mowers. They love to. And you will find these out in the garages in a box, maybe up in a cupboard where they stored all of their stuff, and you wouldn't have known to list that high. Well, I'm gonna get merch one of these days, you guys. If you can always go down in your price, you can never go back up. Right, Rhonda, you understand that. So, I could have put this in a binder. I could have made it look a little nicer, but why? I didn't. So that sold. I don't even know. Well, I know the background. I'm not sure. I need to go back to, I used to be able to just look at a listing and the price and tell when I listed it, because I would do $60.18 for 2018, $60.16 for 2016. So what I should be doing now is $60.22. I could just look at a listing and I knew exactly what year it had been listed in, if that makes sense. And that was how I used to do all of my listings. So I'm showing you guys this for a reason, because this is the world of ephemera. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pretty. There's something here that somebody wants, and what they wanted is to learn how to rebuild this motor. So don't always judge a book by its not cover. Because that one did not have a cover. So my motto is, you guys hear it all the time, you're going to get sick of it. List high. Use best offer. If you really have no clue, do what Courtney does. Put it on auction and test the market. But put it at a good listing. Don't start your listings at 99 cents or $9.99. If it's something you can't find anything on, you want to start it. You want to start it at a higher price. What you want for it, the least amount that you would take it for. Hey, boatman, is what you want to start that auction for. Because if you start it for 99 cents, you're probably going to get 99 cents for it. Or if you're lucky, a little bit more. So here's another catalog. Peerless. Pipes, valves, and fittings. Portland, Oregon. This guy, I told you he built his own house. And I've been in this building too. Copyright 1945. Right there. If you don't ask for a lot of money, you don't get a lot of money. I'm going to make that. No, you're not. You thief. You thief. You can always go high, but once you list that and it sells, how many people do you hear say, oh, this sold in 2 hours. I bet I didn't list it high enough. You can always take a best offer. You can always put it on sale. But once it's gone, and you're done. Would not have bought it. That's super surprising. This is the bestest real estate person in the whole world. And her, when we were looking at houses and stuff, and I would show her and her husband, Alicia and her husband, some of the stuff I bought. What was it, Alicia? Was it the Clorox bleach pens that just about did him in? He couldn't believe that people would spend so much money on Clorox bleach pens. I just figured out whatever your one-time day job was, you rocked it like a hurricane, because that's how you roll. Yep. Did you hear that, Barb? So this one right here is amazing. Just the, even though it's Essentials, Rome Cable Corporation. It's a cool binder, but it's Essentials to Good Selling. How to hold the stage, self-management, restraint. I have none. Just in case you didn't think I didn't know that. Seeing the person who can buy. First impressions. And it says, this portfolio is the property of the company and is to be returned in good condition upon request. I don't think they got it. Robert Palmer Corporation, Santa Barbara, California. Robert Palmer. Is that Robert Palmer, the singer? I'm just joking. Anyway, I didn't even look at this. I just grabbed it off the shelf because it was with the rest of these and put it in my bag until I got home. Oh my gosh, you guys, when I was cleaning all the books the other night. Look at the graphics. This thing is amazing. The world outside. It's basically teaching you all the skills you need to know to sell, to be a good salesperson. And breaking the ice. Enthusiasm is a good thing. I know, right? This is follow through. You must follow through. And so this one has a little bit of a musty smell, but I'll take that. After the shower, you must dry off. What did Maria say? Simply irresistible. I love that song. The secret weapon is always a child. Make sure you got candy for that kid. Anyway, this is just amazing. Let's look it up. I never looked it up. It could be a $5 book. It could be a $40 book. It could be nothing, right? Let's see. We don't need that one. We are going to go right here, and we are going. I didn't even see what year this was from, if it even said in here anywhere what year it was from. It's just amazing. It's super cool. Printed in the U.S. I don't think there is a year on it. So we will just, there's no year there. There's no year there. All right, that's fine. And essentials to good selling. Look at who brings up Robert Palmer. So we are going to immediately take him out of there. Vintage Rome Cable Corporation Essentials to Good Selling. This is San Francisco. I'm at a loss for words as to what I want to put in here, which normally happens. And that's the best thing. Salesman's Training Guide. Let's see what we got. Oh, bum, bum, bum. I am sharing, right? You had a salesman named Robert Palmer. Really? Let's see. This one doesn't look the same age. This one's 1957, so it's the second edition. What do we got going here? They have theirs for $18.50. So mine might be the first edition. We'll see what else they have. Manual of Technical Information, $4.50 per copy. Let's see what else. Theirs is quite a bit smaller than this. Isn't the same thing, and they got their picture upside down. You guys make sure you always look at your pictures. So this is the Cable Manual of Technical Information. So it's by the same company, but it is not what we have. So, but that was a good thing. So let's do this in a minute here. See, before we had Google Lens, this is what you did, right, you guys? Hi, Tina Lou, how are you? Before we had Google Lens, this is what you did. It was painful. Gonna make, Auntie Christy, I just see that you popped in. I got a couple people to make blue, Auntie Christy and Tina. You better read it twice. What did I miss? Boatman. What did I miss? Jake, you found a hardback 1938 City Index, 2 inches of black and white print ads. Cover was so bad, so I have been listing the ads. Yeah, absolutely. List the ads, or I mean, why not? If the cover was that torn up. Hi, Sourcing for Treasures. It's actually Sourcing Treasures. How are you? And thanks for coming in. So sales. All right. Boatman, sales. I know I need to read that one. It's all about sales. I need to really read the world outside section on the first part. This one will take you guys, even the artwork. Okay, let me I want to show you this. There's so many different ways to go about selling this manual right here. See this artwork right here? It's actually signed by the artist. This is really a cool book. This is more than just, this one will give me a run for my money as to whether I decide silence. Wow. I may have to scan these into the computer because this one is also signed right down here. Look at that. That's a Halloween. It's signed right there. I may have to scan these in and sell prints. I've never done that before, but Brett and who else has told me to do that? Barb, I think, has suggested that. I can't remember. I know there's a couple other people. I've never had time to do that with a lot of stuff, but I know that there's, when you list pictures out of something like a book or manual, do you list what it comes out of or just the pictures? So say you took a magazine, a Time Life magazine, 1964, and you pulled a print ad up. Do I have any magazines in here? I'm sure I do. What's this? The Home. Oh, I bought this for myself because I liked something they were doing. All right. The Home Edit. So say I decided to, let's see what they got for ads in here. I don't have a lot of ads in here. Wow. That's actually kind of nice. I didn't notice that. Okay. Say I'm going to sell this Nature Made ad 2,500 years from today when this magazine no longer. So this is a Time Life book. And this is a picture of a 1967 Corvette Stingray. We'll just go with that, right? So you would take this book apart. You would get rid of the spine here. And you would take this book apart and you would take that out. And when you list it down in the description, you can put from vintage print ad, whatever it is, from 1967, Time Life, June 1967, whatever. Does that make sense? Yeah, the Queen passed away. I'm not going to talk about that because I could get myself in trouble. Anyway, so you haven't taken any time. Vintage print ads. I'll tell you what. Jeremy, would you do me a huge favor? You haven't taken the time to scan either, but you and I have that Epson fancy thing now. We do. I have a Epson. Oh my gosh, that's how tired I am, worn out. It's a scanner. It's a duplex scanner. So it scans the front and the back at the same time. So you can load 25 to 30 postcards, pictures, pages, and you just run it right through and it scans both the front and the back. And that's how people who do a lot of ephemera, especially postcards and that kind of stuff, that's how they take their photos. They just load it in the, I don't have it plugged in at the moment, so I'll show it to you. This is the latest, greatest. So you open it up and set it like this. And then it has the little tray that comes out and you can choose your width and you load it up here, and I'd say it probably holds about 25 cards, maybe more. And you just load them in here and set it for your width and the time, and it just brings them through, and you have to have a pretty good system for how you're numbering them and storing them. You absolutely want to get postcard sleeves and stickers so that you know what you got and have a system. But your Epson is absolutely garbage, but it's an office multifunction thing. I don't know. That one was the most expensive one they had because it was the latest one. It's an Epson ES. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Epson 500W. You don't have to get the latest, greatest, updated one, but from many of the people that I know, the Epson is the best brand of these duplex scanners to get. All right. So you can find the older ones that do an amazing job for a good price on eBay. Also, when you're at estate sales is where you're going to see them more than anywhere else. If you can find one of the older flatbed scanners, you know what I'm talking about. They're big. Those are the ones that you want for any of your big pieces of ephemera. Maybe you have, this one will do it. Maybe you have some of the Time Life magazines can be big, right? Especially the older ones. So maybe you have a print ad or a scene out of that. That's the 2 pages. It's literally the 2 pages. You will either have to take pictures of that yourself. But if you can find one of those big flatbed scanners, then that's the way to go, because there's a lot of other things that you can do. There are some pieces of paper that are old. You just don't want to run it through something like that. You just don't want to be handling it. You should be wearing gloves and not getting the oil from your fingers on a lot of that stuff. So let's go to the other stuff that I told you that I got. I showed it to her. She saw it in there. I don't know if she priced it or not. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with electronics, but there had been a lot of people at the bookshelf looking at stuff. And when I pulled one of those little books out, well, this little thing right here fell. And if you guys, this is your unsponsored bolo in the middle of the video that I do inadvertently every week. This is Trader Vic's number 0001 passport, the exotic cocktails. There's only one listed right now because that's all there is out there right now. And it is listed overseas in Great Britain, and they're wanting $100 and some for it. It's in a little better shape than this one. I didn't even get charged for this. The fragile items we place in a clear slip cover like this. Yes, as a matter of fact, 100%. There are specific covers that you can buy. They come in all the different sizes, and you can put your papers right in them, and they're built specifically to go into the scanner so that nothing happens to them, right? If you had a postcard that has a mica that has glitter on it, you don't want to run that through a duplex scanner. You want to lay that down and take pictures of it. But for people that are doing a lot of postcards and stuff like that, and print ads. So, you know what? I think I asked you, Jeremy, would you go? Don has an Epson like mine, except for he doesn't have one that's new because he's too cheap to buy one. And he'll say that himself. I'm not picking on him. I normally would have been too cheap to buy it too, but I just decided Shrieker. Carrier sheets. Thank you, Shrieker. Hi, Shrieker. How you doing? Shrieker's going to start putting some, if you guys don't know Shrieker, here we go. I need to make you blue, Shrieker. Shrieker is on Donatello Battolino's channel a lot. He helps her with ephemera. He helps her with a lot of things and tea auctions for you. He is going to, have you put anything out yet, Shrieker? He's going to now. Shrieker's going to start putting stuff out on his channel about ephemera and postcards and stuff like that. Aren't you, Shrieker? Do you feel tense now? He's anxious. So auto parts. Friend knows that song by heart. What is it? He's always singing it. O'Reilly. O'Reilly auto parts. Only he puts an F where the P is supposed to be. It just hit my head. I can't help myself. So vintage print ads. Jeremy, while I'm thinking about this, would you please go to Jiminy Flips It channel, Marty? He has either a 6 or an 8. There you go, Shrieker. Part series on vintage print ads from the very get-go, and all of the videos are less than 5 minutes long, every single one of them. And he is very specific and very good about explaining him. His name's Marty, but his channel is Jiminy Flips It. And so he has, the last I saw it was 8. It could be more. So if you really want a very good, very detailed, boom, 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 how to source, he tells you how to take the magazines apart. He tells you how he lists them. He tells you how he stores them. He tells you how to ship them, and so on and so forth. And so, I'm going to have to go watch that video. Somebody drop the link. Shrieker, drop the link to your video. Yes, long time no see, Marty at Dawn's channel. Yeah, Marty is in Dawn in Dawn's Patreon group, and so you'll see Marty in sometimes Dawn has a panel. He hasn't done it a lot. You'll see Marty in Dawn's chat when he comes on and does his lives, but you need a course from me. I'll get there eventually, I promise. But right now, because I don't have one and I don't want you just to have to wait, I will absolutely refer you to somebody that has a great, easy course that anybody can follow. And Shrieker, you guys can get a hold of him. He knows a lot about postcards, the eras, the times, and stuff like that. But one thing I will tell you about postcards is anything that you can find that's transportation related, you're usually going to make some pretty good money on it. Transportation, oil, gas, railroad, trucks, cars, boats, planes, blimps. What did I miss, Shrieker? Motorcycles. I think I got it all. Anyone can email with postcard questions. There you go. He's your guy. So, down in the basement on the first day of this place, in the very last room I went in, there was a big, huge metal drafting desk. I would die to have it. It was amazing. Nowhere to put it. And it had, I saw these in the pictures, in the 976 pictures. Tesla coil builders. Anybody know who Tesla is? Not Tesla car either. Halloween postcards. Yep. I got a bunch of Halloween, or I got a couple Halloween and a bunch of Christmas postcards at one of the, actually at both, no. The one, when I was in New York with Jan, she took me to 2 estate sales. This is Tesla coils. This is the buried secret of Nikola Tesla through the magic of Renaissance energy. Almost without limit is free for the asking. This was the 3rd edition, extensively revised by George Trinkos. I put these in all of these folders because I didn't want anything to happen to them. Now, are they worth a ton of money? I don't know. I haven't looked them up. They're worth something because they're Tesla. Just like a purse is worth something because it's Chanel. Just like a pair of heels is worth something because they're Louis Vuitton, and you know it, right? I probably didn't. Yes, Nicola. Anyway, so that's what I was reading. It was that. This is the copyright 1986, 1987, and 1989 by George Trinkaus. All rights reserved, 3rd edition. Anyway, so, you know, and there was somebody else down there looking at him, and he goes, "Oh, Tesla, like Tesla," and I go, "No, not that Tesla, way before him." These are the ones that I just am in love with. I need to get another folder. These are old. I couldn't find a lot on them. Let's see. Do you see that? Tesla coil for use on Ford or other ignition coils. Data Print Company, Box 322, Ramsey, New Jersey. How metal or foil plates are altered in building up condenser glass plates. These are like, there's 2 of them in here. And the Data Print Company, Box 322, Ramsey, New Jersey. See those? Paid $1. I paid $1 for, that's what they had on all of these little things. This is taken out of the home workshop, the Tesla coil from December 1934. It's the whole. So here's a perfect example. Here's a print ad that I could cut off of here. This will all go the same. He had a lot of stuff like this. This one is at the front. A potent little brother to Big TC. This Tesla coil version is inexpensive, easy to build, and it can put out 30,000 volts. This one is Juggling Thunderbolts. So he took these out of magazines this was Popular Science Monthly. I don't see a date. May 1935. I don't have them listed yet. No, I literally just got them last week. I got these on Monday. This is Exposing Stamp Counterfeiters, Modern Mechanics, July. I don't really want to open this up. So it's July. I'm sure this is from the 30s as well. Let's see. Portland, Oregon. This came from the Stowe Bookshop in Portland, Oregon on Morrison Street. That's one of the Morrison Bridge is one of the big July 1937. And this has to do with giant Odin coil. Hang on a second and I'll show you the picture here. I'm putting this back in here. The giant Odin coil. And then this is what I was really after. This is just a copy. It's on linen paper. Miss Alice Marconi, the Electric Mysterious Wonder, assisted by Mr. Stone. Legend, Lebel, that's all in French. Isn't that cool? So that one, and then this was the other one. Professional Sound Systems, UHV division Tesla coils for experiments and research. And you know, there could be tons of this stuff out there. It could be worth nothing. I don't know. I paid pretty much nothing for them. Yeah, archival. When you're, who do I have? What do I got here? They do make hard plastic cases for postcards. Yes, absolutely. When you're buying your plastic to put your items in, especially if it's not going to cost that much. You put your older dress patterns in acid-free sleeves and box them in plastic containers. Yeah, I don't put mine in any acid. I don't do that with that they do go in plastic totes, but I don't do that for those. They go in a sealed plastic tote, and I do put them in a plastic sleeve, but not the archival. But that's what you guys should do for a lot of that stuff, and that's what you should do for this kind of stuff. I would use a soft sleeve to cover the card before putting in the hard case. Yes. Bought a bunch of lightweight cardboard sheets on Amazon, which is archival. There you go. And then so you can board and bag them just as if you were boarding and bagging a comic book or a magazine or a lithograph or anything like that that's not framed. Does that make sense? Do you have links to anything, the stuff that you buy, Schreiker, on your channel at all? You probably can't do that yet. Patterns are starting to disintegrate. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, Kathy. Also, probably not a bad idea to take a photocopy of the front of and the back if they're really getting bad, so that you have it for yourself if they're yours, right? Because some of the graphics on the older patterns, I just listed a bunch the other day, are just simply amazing. Anyway, so let's see, that can go there. The last thing that I'm really going to talk about here is just like when you're somewhere where somebody has a hobby and not only is their hobby, but it's what they did for a living. Like I said, he did all of this. I am still kicking myself in the butt for not getting that. Basically, it was his scrapbook. It was a guy's scrapbook. It was probably 6 inches thick, maybe even a foot. It was huge. It was all I could do to pick it up. But it was literally all of his homework from college, from 1939, the year 1939. And why would you buy something like that? I'm just going to be somebody, and Brett's not saying that because she knows. So let's see. Let me choose somebody that would ask me that question. Why would I want to buy something like that? Sourcing Treasures. You just asked that question. Thanks for asking that question. The handwriting, the paper, the script, the questions, the way they did things back then, everything. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on, right? People love that stuff. They love, everything was handwritten, and written very nicely. Back then, you didn't get to have crappy penmanship. You couldn't fix your penmanship by going home and typing it up. Everybody didn't have a typewriter back then. Typewriters were expensive, just like computers are now, right? You made your daughter a witch dress 20 years ago using one of the patterns. Oh, nice. So I kick myself, but you can't get everything. Hopefully somebody got it, or it went somewhere. So when you see those old things like that, don't overwhelm yourself by thinking you have to save everything. Don't overwhelm yourself by being upset because, oh my gosh, it's going to go to the garbage. Well, maybe it's going to go to the garbage. You guys have lots of calligraphy back then too, and quills dipped in inkwells. Yes. Hi, my friend Jan. Lots of that. lots of that stuff. And that's another thing that you want to look for, because what I also got downstairs in the basement in the tin can where he kept his pencils and stuff, I found 2 fountain pens with the nibs on them. And if you're not familiar with that, a lot of those nibs are 24, 14 karat gold, the little nibs on the ends of the fountain pens. How you doing, Jan? So, you know, when you're in a house that's been somebody's almost forever home, built in 1955, and when I get the video out on it, you guys will see this craftsmanship that he did. We learn poop from everybody, right? And you learn some of that from Miss Brett too, because she loves that stuff as well. Brett is my Lucy. Anyway, so I picked up a lot of technical manuals. Now, let's look at this. I showed you one of these at the beginning. These were all over the bookshelves. They weren't like together. Like this is, and what I did was I was literally scanning the bookshelves and I was looking for little things like this and I would pull them out. So I think the first go round, I came away with this many of them. I feel like there was 1, 12. Well, I've got them all in order now. And so, like I said, this is a series. There was a number 166. This is number 166, number 2, number 166, number 5. There's a theme going on there. This is number 217, number 261, but they all have to do with the same thing. They're all from the same publisher. They're all a writer publication, and they all have to do something to do with electronics. This one is RCRL, time constant. This one is FM, limiters and detectors, frequency modulation. And I know about this kind of stuff because I used to do ultrasonics on welds and seems like that. Ultrasound like you would have an ultrasound on your body, but this was to find cracks and such in a weld for a natural gas pipe or anything else. So in another lifetime before I had cancer, that's what I did. So let's go check these out. See what we can find. I've looked one of these up and I was like, okay, so and this is a first edition, I believe we decided, because that's what it said. First edition, 1954. Let's do this. First. Oh, there it is right there. $32.49 is what they've got it listed for. That's one book. One. I have now, and when I looked that one up, now does that mean that that's what it sold for? No, or because it hasn't sold. This gal's got 8,839 feedback. That's something that I always look at when I'm considering my prices. Semiconductor, these ones are newer. But it's the same company, writer publication, $12.50 on that one. So let's do this. And we will go here to the Bay of E, which I have right here. I thought I had, there we go. And no, I don't want that one. I'm doing this specifically for a reason so we can go back. Now we're going to look this up and see what else comes up on eBay. See who else has this book. So there's two. Number 166. I did not put that in, which is all right. So there's two. 32.49. Is that the same one? 32.49. So there's two listed that are basically the same year as mine. 1954, 1954. 1954, I don't think so, but that's what they're saying. Let's see if any have sold. Not yet. That's all right. In the last 90 days, nothing like that has sold. So I can take mine and I can sell them one by one. Let's look up another one. Or I can take all of these and sell them as a series, right? Because we have a series. This one is first edition, 1955. I'm going to look this next one up, the limiters. 1955. Electronic Technology Series, number 166-2. F-M. Sorry, I am ignoring you guys. Okay, let's see if this one's in limit. Here we go. So, and there's another one. So let's see, have any of these sold? 1749. Oh, that tells me that I am going to make a pretty good profit on every single one of these books that I ended up paying 5 cents for. The first 5 I paid 25 cents. What did I say? 50 cents an item the first day. So the first 5, the first 5 I paid 50 cents for. So $2.50, right? The rest of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I paid 5 cents for. So how do you guys feel about picking up a book like this for 50 cents or 5 cents and turning around and selling it for 17, 18 bucks plus shipping? Should have talked them down to 4 cents. You just get out of here, mister. I should have, but I wasn't going to. How do you guys, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about watching other people sort? I love watching sourcing videos, and it's not so much so that I watch them as I listen. I do watch sometimes if I am having a cup of coffee in the morning or something like that, but I listen to a lot of them. How do you feel when somebody buys something for $2, which is fine? I'm not at all getting into any of that. And they sell it for $13.99, or we'll say they list it for $14.99, and then they take an offer on it for $9.99, free shipping. How much money do you think they made on that item? $2, $9.99 minus $2 is $7.99. Well, even before that, you got to take out all the fees and everything. They're not making much money. When you can pick up a bunch of this kind of stuff for cheap and lots of time, because they do, Brett, it irritates the living daylights out of me. It literally, I can't even tell you what it does to me, to watch people do that, because they're about $2.50. Thank you, Barb. 0. Schreiker's right there. He's like, ah. You see it all the time, though. I know you guys watch other people. I know you guys do. So, ephemera is really easy to pick up if you start learning and watching people that they got a hole in their head. How about let's pick up a video game for $1. That's, you very seldom see somebody pay more than $1, maybe $2, maybe $5 if it's something that's worth some money. Do you have a cleaner? Do you have a surface cleaner? Do you have the system to test it on to see if it works? Because if not, you're going to sell it as is untested. You're going to hope you're going to sell it. And then I will see people do free shipping on those. Well, it's going to go 6 ounces. A video game is going to go for 6 ounces. I take a piece of bubble wrap. I put it inside the case on top of the game so that it doesn't pop out in transportation. And then I get these bubble wrap bags for free from one of my buddies. I put it inside a bubble wrap and I stick it inside an 8x7x1 bubble mailer, and it goes out for 6 ounces. So you're not going to get your money's worth, and 6 ounces is going to be, the break, first class shipping, 1 to 4 ounces, 4.01 to 8 ounces, 8.01 to 12 ounces, and 12.01 to 16 ounces. There's 4 different breaks in first class shipping. And you need to understand that, because I have a shipping policy for each break, because can be up to 50 cents difference. Or you can do calculated, whatever, what's going on. Nope, I'm done. I'm not traveling anywhere anymore. What? You got to come out here. What? Come on, Doug. Do pictures out of old children's books sell as ephemera pictures if book is ruined? Absolutely, they do. You can sell them as a crafter's lot. And you know what? I wouldn't even, excuse me, depending on how bad the cover is, people will cut up the covers and use those for all kind of things. Is Katie Reed's in here? Has anybody seen Katie Reed's? Somebody please drop her channel, Katie Reed's. If you, who asked that question? Was that Tina? They were talking way over. Who asked that question? That was an epic chat. We were too smart to interrupt. What chat are you talking about? So behind. Okay, Tina Lou, I think you asked that question. Now I'm going to have to go back and watch the chat because it looks like there's a good conversation going on. I'm missing out on it. So, Katie, my friend Katie Reed's, you've seen people take the decorative spines off books and turn them into bookmarks. Katie Reed's does that. Katie Reed's, you know what? Screw this. Hang on a second here. Let's just go. I don't know if it's on her Instagram that she posted that. I feel like it was. Hang on a second here, you guys. Let's go. Am I sharing? Okay, I am. Let's see. Instagram. Let's go right here and find Miss Katie. Oops, might help actually. Oh, there she is right there. All right, let's see if it's one of her reels that she did. I will play it for you. Here we go. Nope, let's find the actual. This is what she is doing. Go follow her. I can't drop her link. She did a reel on how maybe she did a short on her. She sells, she makes the coolest, her partner is Dante, Prison to Profit. If you got, oh, here we go, right here. All right, where's the sound?
How I make my VHS notebooks. So essentially I take a VHS cover, the front and back, and I add a scrapbook.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to get rid of this. Why? I don't want, well, that's really weird. I'm trying to get this out of here.
Today I'm going to show you guys how I make
this
my
is what
VHS
she does. This
notebooks.
Is what junk journalists.
So essentially I take a VHS cover, the front and back, and I add some scrapbook paper on the inside and then some blank pages, usually 10 to 15 pages, and I spiral bind them and turn them into a notebook. So we have Charlie Brown Christmas. Because of the notorious Christmas tree, I'm going to use the Christmas tree scrapbook paper. So this is me just like trying to be cute, showing you guys the scrapbook paper that I'm going to use. Now I've already taped it to the front and back of the VHS tape here. Just showing that to you guys. This is the drawing paper that I use. It's kind of thicker. And here are the pages. I use this to cut it because I don't have a big paper cutter, so they kind of turn into like deckled pages like that because it's not perfectly proportioned. But it fits. Now I'm going to take my huge raisin and punch holes into them, but because I was so focused on this video, I messed up. So now I'm going to do it on both sides just to like make it look like movie film. And hopefully it looks cute. So I don't know, we'll see. So it looks kind of cute. You can kind of tell I messed up, but it looks like it's on purpose. So I don't know. Anyways, we're going to throw the spiral thing in here. And there we go. I cut down the wire. I use 7.9 millimeter wire. I use the raisin to squeeze it. I don't know where I got that. It's my boyfriend's. And now I'm going to put it into the machine here. And it'll squeeze it for me, and there you go. It looks great. And this is me opening the notebook so you can kind of see the final product. Even though I messed up, I still think it turned out super cute. And
check this one out. She did. Using the Addams Family, she made the same thing. Apparently, I forgot to heart it when I saw it. So it's amazing what people are doing. And that's just a small thing. I didn't show you the rest of it. She saves all of the pieces that like a hole, like when you use a hole punch, you saw it in the beginning. If somebody wants to drop her YouTube and her Instagram, that would be amazing. She pops in every once in a while, but she's got a tiny baby. I think he's 6 months old now. I don't know if he's quite that old. Anyway, and you can find those big binding machines lots of times at Office Supply. You know, you'll find them in the oddest of places. You will find them at estate sales because people did crafting or because people did binding and stuff like that. You'll find those things all over the place. So she saves the little pieces. Yeah, so get rid of your VHS tapes and save the boxes. I mean, look. I love the fact that I told her that in the comments. I said I love the fact that you screwed up that Charlie Brown one because I like both sides. It looks really great. So you find them at sales more often than you think, right, Schreiker? So these are just and usually if they have the machine, they have boxes of the wire and all of that kind of stuff. And then paper. Let's talk about paper. Oh my goodness. There were 2 reams there that I should have gotten. I didn't get them because they weren't in the original box, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to identify them. However, I have talked about this before. I didn't bring them in. Hang on a second. So that paper that she was using is pretty expensive, but you can find that at estate sales too and garage sales. A lot of people did a lot of stuff over the COVID shutdown that they normally wouldn't have done. They spent lots of money on crafting supplies, and now they're getting rid of it because they're back to work or whatever. They never did it. Watercolor paper, oh, for sure, 100%, Annie Christie. Vintage typewriting paper, onion skin paper, ditto paper, carbon paper that you would put in between your typing paper so that you could make a duplicate while you were typing, and you would get faster. But at this estate sale, down where the Tesla stuff was, there was paper. I am not going to open this up because it is sealed, and it says right on it what it is. Frank Parson Paper Company, Washington, D.C., and it tells you what kind it is, and I can probably look it up. That's a whole ream. This right here is since 1839, Southworth fine business paper. Now, this is a 4-star plain cockle finish, medium weight, 25% cotton. It's a gorgeous, I know you guys think I'm crazy. Some of you do, some of you don't. It almost looks like parchment paper, but can you see the water mark on it? I don't know if you can see it. Okay, you can kind of see lines right here. There's a watermark on this paper that says 4-star bond, Southworth Company, USA, 25% cotton. And that's what they would, there you go. Can you see it now? People love this old paper. How about this? This is amazing. You guys can think I'm a nerd. That's all right. Supply-wear, thermal transfer paper, gloss finish paper for high quality documents when using ribbon and such printers as Magnavox, Videowriter, Canon Typestar, and others. I should get into advertising. I make pretty good. Anyway, 250 cut sheets, Western Paper Company, initially bought at Fred Meyer's for $5.99. Fred Meyer's is like our Kroger brand. Fred Meyer's is a upscale Walmart, but basically, right, they have a home center. They have everything. It's where I do the majority of my shopping around here. Do you know what to do with that now? You age it? No, I'm not going to. Brett, I don't have time to do that. You do that. You buy it and you do it. I'm just finding it and selling it. And turn it into I have reams of parchment paper too. When I see paper like this, I get it. You guys would be, let's just look some of it up. Let's look some of it up. Let's go there. Someone is looking for that. You sound like Donatello Battolino, Barb. All right, you guys, let's look that up. This kind of goes with this because this was, he did this stuff. He was an electronic guru, right? So let's look this up because I want you guys to understand, especially some of you newer people. Let's look up vintage parchment paper, which I didn't spell right. Background parchment paper template, 13 sheets. Don't have a heart attack here now. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming in, Schreiker. Have a great, I'm going to go watch your video. 13 sheets, genuine, reclaimed, antique, plain paper with good age toning, foxing, mixed sizes. Most people would look at this and it would go whoop, right in the garbage. They don't even say anything. Learn more about this item. Between 13 and 18, mainly 1900s, 1920s or older. These are genuine old paper, not modern reproductions. and you don't want to falsify the paper to try to make it look like something that it's not and sell it. If you have genuine 12 sheets reclaimed antique plain paper with good age toning. This isn't even, they don't even know what they have. They're just selling it. Reclaimed rustic wood. That's kind of interesting. Scraps DIY $79.99. Did you guys know about this? I guess you're getting 2 bolos. Jan, don't watch this because you're going to want to keep a bunch of stuff that you can't keep right now. Auntie Christy, why not start with the 3 ring and work your way up? You can get small rings to fit them. True, true, true. And you can ring binders here. Okay, let's get out of Etsy. Oh, shoot. Here we go. All right. Old yellow brown. I want Zazzle, Etsy, Paperworks, closeouts. Amazon, eBay, great papers, rustic antique letterhead, 80 count for $19.69. Antique. I've sold a lot of this kind of stuff too. Most people wouldn't even pick it up and look at it. Antique 1927, the notebook, signed parchment book. Sometimes you will find these books that are just, people will take this and take it apart for the parchment paper. But sometimes you will find these books as earlier day heavy parchment paper. A lot of 10 pages old paper, Indian paper, vintage paper. I don't know why they did that, but okay, so let's go to I have some of this. I think I have some of this listed. This is just the carbon paper. Look at this one, Old Town Vintage carbon paper lot. This is a lot of 5 packages of Old Town carbon paper. 2 are unopened and have 100 sheets each. So basically, it's just this stuff. You can pick this up at estate sales for pennies. Lots of times you can pick it up for next to nothing, which is what pennies are, right? But lots of times they'll just give it to you. They just want it gone, and it's one less thing they have to carry out, one less thing that they have to price, one less thing they have to take to the dump. Southworth vintage paper, erase minty good color, 25 sheets. So 12 lot vintage carbon paper, typewriter paper. So and then you could go, let's do this, vintage. This is a good one. Onion skin paper. If you don't know what that is, it's very, very, very thin. Here's a good way to show you what it is. You would find it over the top of your diploma or some other thing like that. You'll find it in older books that have a plate in them. A plate is a photograph. If you don't know certain type of photographs, they'll have literally bound in the book with it where that photo is. They'll have a piece of onion skin paper over the top of that to preserve the paper, to preserve the book. So just look at these vintage onion skin typewriter paper. And you can make your own. I've done that before, Kathy. I made my own paper. I would pick flowers and dry them and twigs. I would use the lint out of the dryer, mix it all up in the mix up paper, different pieces of colored paper into a mush in the blender, let it soak, let it get tiny. And then I had screens that I made out of old frames, and I would pour it in there and press it down. And then you can put more flour, all kinds of stuff. It's fun. Did that with the kids when they were little. 60 sheets of vintage onion skin. People do all kinds of things with it. Look at the different onion skin paper stationery. They will take it and print all this stuff on it. So you would be, if you already aren't. Good night, Jeremy. Have a great rest of your week. It's 1:00,000 on the East Coast. I bet it is. Bye, Muriel. Thanks for coming in. So, what are you doing? Hey, you. Little boy, are you alive?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm bringing down a suitcase.
Oh, he's packing to go get his puppy. All right. Just don't kill yourself, okay? You can get amazing onion skin paper new from Japan and other areas nearby, but Japan is the best, really. But nothing is the same as old. Yep, for sure. Anyway, what time is it? 8:18. It's not that late, but it is, isn't it? So when you're looking at vintage ephemera, and books are ephemera. Ephemera is anything that was made to not last. Any type of a paper form of item that was made to not last. A napkin, a book, a piece of paper, anything like that that was made to not be around for long. So, when somebody holds up a book and they say we're going to talk about ephemera, don't get nasty with them. Books are ephemera unless they're made out of steel. Photographs are ephemera. Postcards are ephemera. Greeting cards are ephemera. Paper is ephemera. Posters are ephemera. What am I leaving out? Anything made out of some form of a paper product is ephemera. Jan has some leashes that she would. I don't want any of the leashes Jan has. They're all chains. I wouldn't put a leash. I wouldn't put a chain leash around my dog's neck anyway. It's really hard. It's really hard on their throats. But if I did, stickers are ephemera. You go, girl. I missed something there. Stickers are ephemera. Cardboard is ephemera. And look it. Let me just help you out here. Jody, you're going to die. My son went shopping with his girlfriend and he goes, Mom, look at what they have here. Would you like me to get you these? These are ephemera. All the way. The straws are made of paper. Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. 100 Mother Goose drinking straws. He sends me this picture and he goes, Mom, do you want me to get these for you? And do you know why he knew I wanted them? Because I've had this box on my shelf in here forever because I love it. This is ephemera. Even if it didn't have anything inside it, which it does, it's still ephemera. Playing cards, Monopoly money, game pieces, yes. Certificates, death certificates, deeds, receipts, checks, all of that stuff. We could go on at labels, decals, you name it. Your homework from when you were a kid, your report cards. I don't know how old you guys are. Our report cards in middle school were printed out on a dot matrix printer with the little tabs on the side, and they'd print them all out. And they were carboned, and you got a copy, and here's a copy for you, and you get a copy, and you get a copy, and you get a copy, and everybody gets a copy of the report card. So the story and the organization of the ephemera is not hard. Don't make it harder on yourself than it needs to be. This is what I do for mine. I have this right here is ephemera. It's the cover of a record, but the cover is not meant to hang around. Now the record itself is not ephemera, but the cover is ephemera. So what I do is I get a file, get a hanging file, and then you can just a hanging file. You can either put your little labels on the inside of it and they stick out, or you can get more files and put inside it, right? And then I take my little, you guys, I got all this stuff for free at an estate sale. They were throwing it away. And these are archival bags. These are what you want. Celebrate it. Transparent archival bags. Put whatever it is in one of these. Get a little sticker. Get a Post-it note. They have, you can get stickers. You can get the labels at estate sales because people bought the labels to make their own labels, return labels, address labels, right? Your mother has a file cabinet I'm afraid to open full of paper. Well, that's money right there, probably, Maria. I have one drawer in this filing cabinet here that is just for the grandkids, and it is just paper. It is colored paper. It's construction paper. It's whatever paper that they want. I would just get paper at wherever I was, and that's their filing cabinet drawer. They know, and they don't have to ask. That's their arts and crafts drawer. Manila sleeves, whatever it is. And then I just, so I have a bunch of maps, vintage maps listed, and I have A to Z. So it's like divide 26 letters, right? 24 letters, 26 letters in the alphabet. We'll just go with that. So 26, depending on how many you have, I think I have 12 different of these. And inside each one of these is one of those plastic sleeves, a big one. And I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and for each state or whatever the first letter is on the name of that map, that's where it goes. And then it goes in that A. And I may need to have 5 A's. So I have A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. And then when I do my listing, that number goes right in the custom SKU. I know exactly where to go. File cabinet drawer number 1. That's the first thing. And then it's folder and file. So it would be file cabinet drawer number 1, folder number A, and 15. That is how I sort. That is how I store my stuff. For postcards, you can just get, you can, if you're lucky and you can find like a card catalog type container, a card catalog like from the libraries, or you can get, somebody bought something and now they've decided they don't want to. The little shoe boxes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do I have one right here that I can just pull up easily? I like IKEA bins. I only use IKEA bins because I want everything to be the same because it takes up the same room. This one's a little bit bigger. This one, so they have one that's one size smaller. So this could be for maps also. And then you just take an index card or you take a file folder and chop it down in half and you have it separated. And if you save your rolls, save these rolls right here, when they're done, then you can use that to hold these rolls, your paper towel rolls, your wrapping paper rolls, your toilet paper rolls. If you save all those rolls, when you just have a little bit in your box and you stick those rolls back behind there, you know, or if you use enough tape, you can just take these rolls and tape them together 2, 3, 4, make longer sizes, right? Bye, Barb. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for coming in. All right. So, and you can get shelves like these. I got these at IKEA, and they stack very nicely. Or, you know, whatever. get what I have a bunch of shelves that I have just gotten here and there and anywhere, right? You can get the stainless steel rolling racks. If you watch the sales at Costco, you can get them for a very, very good deal. And you can measure your bins and see where exactly you want to put your shelves. You're in control of where the shelves are. Or you can buy wood, or you can get wood free off of Craigslist. You can get some pallets for free, and you can make your own shelves, and you can make them however you want. You can paint them whatever color you want. You can do whatever you want. You can have them however you want, right? Depends on how industrious you are, how much money you want to spend, and what you can and can't do, or can and don't want to do, if that makes sense. So, look at you don't have to scan everything to know it's worth money. That's the point of this particular topic, the electronics and manuals and stuff like that. There is always going to be a want for these type of books. I have a whole nother set. I didn't even look these up, and I think I got a few of them the first day, but this is another series, and it's by, well, what I just finally started doing was I just looked for this symbol because it was right down here. So it was easy for me to just scan the bookshelves and just grab these out. And I ended up getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and one schematics manual, which is bigger, but made by the same company. So I already lost count. Those ones there were 5 cents a piece. So I guess 2 lessons to be learned here. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, if you have no idea, scan anything. If you see a name you recognize that you know has been in, for me and anybody, if you saw Hewlett Packard, you would recognize Hewlett Packard, right? If you saw an older book with Hewlett Packard on it, maybe pull it out and give it a look-see. What, buddy?
I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. What can I do for you?
We are going to need to get treats for when the
My buddy
puppy's
Dave
good.
sent some money for treats. Okay, we need treats for the dogs. For the dog.
We need food and water bowls and food. At least one toy for it.
Just one toy.
One toy.
You can't donate one of your plushies?
No plushies will be harmed.
No plushies will be harmed in the raising
We
of
get
this
a
puppy. Do you guys want to see what the puppy looks like?
We get a doggy plushie.
You've seen the puppy. What do you think this is? I'm
waiting for the thing on the screen to be doing what I'm doing.
What did I do with the good pictures? Stop, please. Let's do pictures here. All right. Oh, I just saw a picture of Uncle Rye when he was a baby.
I also thought of something.
That's the puppy.
We're gonna need to get it a Halloween costume. We're gonna need to get him a Halloween costume. He needs a Halloween
Apparently
costume.
he needs a Halloween costume. Brett would like to know why would you not want to share your bowls with the doggy? Can't the doggy just eat out of your dish? So no sharing of the dishes and no plushies will be harmed.
We get him his own plushies.
Oh no, I know a little boy that has about 500 plushies that could donate some to his new puppy.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah. Cancellation request. What do you know about that?
For what?
So I just sold an old book,
Bye.
and apparently, why does this person want to cancel it? So here's $35.88 is what they paid. They already paid for it. And we'll deal with, and now they've asked for a refund. Here you go. Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel by Virginia Lee Burton, 1939, first edition, hardbound. No dust cover on that one. Anyway, I'm not mean. I will probably cancel the order form. Let's see what their reasoning is behind them wanting to cancel an order. They probably butt ordered it because you know when you accidentally order something, it's just a one button push, right? My dad had that book, and I know that one wasn't his book, but I remember, or maybe he didn't. Maybe it's just stuck in my head that he did. Let's see what we got here. We want to cancel this order. That's okay. Respond to cancel requests. They usually write something. There is absolutely nothing in here that says why they want to cancel it. So anyway. That's where that goes. I don't know. Order placed by mistake. That's where it is. All right. Anyway, I'm not mean. I'll end it and relist it, and somebody else will buy it. So that's where it goes. And it is what it is, right? So it's sold many times. It'll sell again. Not that particular one, but a lot of this kind of stuff is long tail, and some of it's not. One of my favorite booksellers to watch, and she has an amazing attitude, is Mel, back from Burnout. She's in Australia, if you guys don't follow her. And that's pretty much all she sells is books and magazines and stuff like that. And so anyway, thank you so much. Hey, your cat has bought things. Doesn't surprise me. All right, everybody. There's 34 of you still in here hanging out with me. I appreciate everybody for being here. If you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I guess I'll drop a couple of links in the description because it's easier for you to find them there. Yes, Mel is an amazing person. I will try to go back tomorrow and add in some, or I might do it later tonight, and add in some description, some links to some of the channels that were dropped in here. If you guys can help my friend Michelle, great. If you can't, that's fine too. Hi, Kim. How are you? Nice. Thanks for jumping in. And anyway, have a great weekend. Do whatever it is you're going to do. See what you can find that's an ephemera buy this weekend if you're outsourcing. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend.